All right, Sean, tell us about the new book, dude. I know we've talked, before about.
Steve, the book is called Way of the Cobra, and the tagline for the book is Unleash Your Inner Badass. Everyone's got one. It might have been lost along the way or yet to be discovered. But COBRA is an acronym formed from the words character, optimization, balance, respect, and abundance. And in the beginning of the book, in the introduction, I say, look, I got good news and I got bad news. It's funny how it always works out that way. And if you're like me and Don Corleone, you insist on getting the bad news first. So here it is. I said, I don't have the answer. I don't have a magic bullet that is going to turn you into this uber successful beast that you want to become. But here's the good news. It's like the Zen riddle. How did the shift get in the bottle? It was already there. Everything you need to become that individual is already within you. And so the genesis of the book was that about 3 years ago, I was in a place that I think a lot of us can relate to. I mean, I'd had some very significant successes in my life. I had a few epic and well-publicized failures, and I was 35 pounds overweight. I had no acting work on the horizon, and I realized I needed to do something very different very quickly. And so I made the decision that rather than wait for the ship to come in, I was going to build the damn ship. So I started doing some things very differently, and I started having some great results very quickly. And in the course of that year, I co-authored Success Factor X, which became an Amazon new release bestseller and was named one of the 20 most inspirational books of the last 2 decades by Book Authority. We got Studio City on the air, got nominated for 8 Emmys, and I lost the 35 pounds. And I don't say that to people as a way of impressing them. I say that as a way of impressing upon them what is possible by making some changes and getting specific with a few things. It's not really that difficult. One of the things that I talk about is the necessity to define your success. And by your success, everybody has some common denominators about what we think success is. We want to have a loving relationship. We want to have connected friendships. We want to be involved in a job that we love. But everybody also has some specific things to who they are that are their success. So the first thing I do is I say, let me tell you what success is not. Success is not the obnoxious parade of toys that celebrities post on their Instagram. And I also say, look, as somebody that's worked in Hollywood for 30 years, I can tell you that about 90% of that stuff is crap. Okay, that it is stuff that is, not a realistic representation of the lives of those people. I say that it's not, the airbrushed models that we see on the covers of magazines. And success is not what Madison Avenue commercials bombard us with constantly telling us our lives should look like. Because if money and material possessions were the only metric of success, then a spectacular number of the population would feel unsuccessful, right? So I say, let me tell you a story about a guy who is an immigrant, doesn't speak English very well, has worked as a janitor for 30 years, not the first guy that we would naturally assume is very successful. But what if I told you that same guy worked all his life, saved all his money, put his only daughter through medical school? She went on to be a brilliant research scientist and saved tens of thousands of lives. I would say that he was an extremely successful person. So the idea is that unless you get very specific with what your success looks like, it's like getting in a car, even if it's a Ferrari, and driving really fast and not knowing where you're going. So that's one big thing. Another is clarifying your why. What is the thing that gets you out of the 5 a.m, full of energy and passion to go do what you want to do? What's the thing that, when you've had your ass kicked, picks you up off the ground and says, get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. And for me, and Steve, I think Steve and I have some very similar whys. For me, one of my most powerful whys is I just look at my wedding ring. I look at my commitment to my wife, and I never want to see that look of, buyer's remorse on her face. I never want to see
That's a whole nother book, dude.
That's a whole other book. And my other why, and then I'll shut up because I know I've talked for 5 minutes. My other why too is, I thought I got into acting early on because I wanted to express myself. And I think that's why a lot of people get into acting. But as I've gotten older, I've realized really I got into acting because I want to inspire people. And then I realized that acting is kind of only one way that I can do that I can do it through my motivational speaking and my coaching and my writing. And so that's my other why too. And I always sort of close out this spiel where I say, look, I'm doing a lot of podcasts and promotions because when you have a book, that's what you do. And yes, of course I want to sell books, but it's not really about that for me. I honestly believe in my heart that the material in this book is so valuable and has the power to be transformative that I want to get the book into as many people's hands as possible.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.